Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
My dad wanted me to ask you. He said, would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
Do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you. He said if you weren't out here preaching hate and working on your three-pointers, do you think you would probably be better at that?
You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's an amazing man.
Yeah.
He cares about American citizens.
Your father
and all
peddles
of their rights.
lies. I'm not a white supremacist. Honestly, shame on him. For someone that runs an organization called Blvd, do you even know what Blvd is?
I do not.
It's literally, we employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America. What has your father ever done for inner-city black America other than call me a white supremacist? And by the way, secondly, it's just so ridiculous. It's like, it's somehow
people for your companies or whatever you do does not make you a white supremacist.
What is a white supremacist?
A white supremacist is somebody who takes advantage and believes that they are higher than everybody else.
Do I believe that?
I have no idea.
Okay, exactly. And so there's no evidence whatsoever, and yet people go around sloppily saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist. It is so destructive to our dialogue. It's destructive to us coming together as a country, and there's nothing to support it whatsoever. So thank you for your time.
And something like this.
Do you think the average rap artist that a black kid in the hood is listening to is glorifying marriage and family and saving your money?
That's what sells because it's a culture thing. It's not just within the black community.
I agree. No, but hold on.
Everyone listens to it. It's not just isolated.
It's bad for everyone who listens to it. The point being is that black youth, as they are being raised, their role models are largely not glorifying staying with one woman, getting married, going to church. But if it's about culture, you're right. The internal black culture has collapsed the last 60 years. We're no longer elevating the family. We're no longer elevating staying with the person that you're with. So our contention here as conservatives is that the systemic racism stuff is a bunch of rubbish. Instead, it's systemic bad choices.
Do you feel that systemic racism isn't real?
Of course not. What can I do that you can't do? Name it.
Okay.
No, seriously. What can I do that you can't do?
That's a slippery slope.
No, it's not, because back in 1940, you would have been able to answer that question. Well, Charlie, there's a bathroom over there that I can't go to. There's a major league team.
I can't walk into the grocery store and get the same looks that you do. I walked into Brookshire Brothers a couple weeks ago when I was looked at
like I was a criminal. That's an insanely hyper-paranoid way of living life. But that's not evidence, right?
It's a real example.
By the way, if I walk into a black neighborhood, I get bad looks too, okay?
All right, so how do we feel about those three clips there? Can you see, based off of those three clips, how somebody would not like him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Amen. Can you see how someone would not like him?
Yes.
Can you see how someone would like him based off those three clips?
A little bit, cause he sounds like he sounds like he's trying to sell something, and not, to me personally, he's not truly genuine on what he's saying. So it sounds like, all right, yeah, this is what I'm really about, and you would think this is it. However, it still come off in a different way. Like, nah, bro, you sound like you could be a racist.
I get that, but the question was, do you see how people would like him based off those three videos? Maybe not you, but someone.
Yes, I can see how some people would tolerate his act.
Keon, can you see how someone would not like him based off those three videos?
Mm-hmm. And be infuriated.
Completely
infuriated.
You would go so far as like hate him?
Yes, because I can see.
He told the white boy, your dad should be ashamed of himself in front of a lot of people.
Your name, you should be. That's cold.
That's kind of
because the way that white people care about money and that family name. Yeah. You should be ashamed of them.
Ashamed of your father.
Ooh, that's cold.
Publicly in front of
Sadly,
everybody.
when you say that to a black kid, they don't know because they ain't met their father. But that right there is the point that point is, I think he in that last clip he's minimalizing the black struggle even though he acknowledges it.
So he mentioned rap and how black youth are going through the hood listening to rap music that's making them not want to be with one woman, not want to have a family, not want to get married, and to be bad with money. You know, chains, jewelry, twerking, strip club, making it rain.
So
and he said how that's bad for black folk.
And I would agree if he would see if I was there instead of the black man. I would agree with that statement. If you would also agree that rock and roll, grunge music, rave music is in the same category of filth.
That's some good shit. I agree with that.
And punk rock music.
I agree with that.
It's in the same category. That's y'all version because that music isn't popular or highlighted. We don't mention that.
Yeah.
Rock is pretty popular though.
It's not as looked upon
heavy
as
metal,
the rock.
heavy metal.
It's not the people, the culture of the painting and the nails culture, black outfit, that
satanic,
grunge,
satanic
that
shit.
ASAP
You said
rock,
heavy
yes.
metal. You said rock. You basically named white music, and I don't agree with that.
No, I'm
heavy
saying-
metal way different than rock. Like
So, how
heavy
do you-
metal can go demonic.
So okay,
Which yes,
I can say-
but rock, I
can
like
say the same thing about
Aerosmith.
I can say the same thing about hip hop because there's a difference between music that Common makes and there's a different music that Jay-Z makes.
The music that black kids are listening to.
And that can flip that and say, have you listened to the music that white kids listen to now?
Well, I can say when we're growing up. When we were growing up and when we see what white dudes are listening to, a lot of white kids were either listening to some of the music that we listen to.
Rock.
Or they were listening to pop, some soft rock, hip hop. There was a section of the kids who were listening to that bullshit. And that was a certain type of white kid.
And see,
I don't think that's the normal white kid.
Where they got the Star Davis and all that
I would
type
say
of
you'd be
shit on them.
surprised.
Yeah.
That heavy metal goth Metallica
You'll be
that evil
the
shit.
rate had those that rate you have if that's their culture. They love that type of music. That's what they love.
That is bad. And
that would be all I'm saying is I would concede that's bad if
Yeah.
he would concede that's bad.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I think that he would agree that that's bad for kids.
That I'm not sure.
I think so because I mean I do. I think it's bad that Metallica will devil worship and bite a bat off the head.
And to me, I look at
spit
him
the
as the
blood
same.
on the audience, piss on him.
Sell your
Because I would
soul.
Who the freak pisses on the crowd?
Sell your soul
I-
type.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
bad. But I think he was talking about like for the community. Like does listening to rock can it F up your life and career?
Yes, it can.
How?
He can.
I'm curious.
Look at the people that listen to Kurt Cobain, the suicide cutters today, people that cut arm peoples today. That music existed. That speaking to those type of people.
Yes.
That
I
embraces
agree.
the drug use. That embraces depression.
Yeah.
That music existed.
That's not popular music though.
Kurt Cobain's not popular.
No.
He was popular and inspired a whole generation of people that we listen to today. Look at the Juice WRLDs of today. Look
Yeah.
at those people. Look at the ASAP Rockies of it today that listen to that punk grunge music. They combined that punk grunge music with hip hop. That's what they basically did.
But it was different what they were listening to versus what we were
But they
listening
were
to.
inspired
Unless
by.
they were
listened
like
to
us.
both. They just were inspired by both. I'm saying just don't take
What
one
is it?
aspect of it.
So does listening to Kurt Cobain inspire you to be a wrist cutter?
It can. Because that's if you listen to his songs.
I think it depends.
Okay.
I think it depends
Absolutely
on your mentality, where your mental,
Okay.
where your mental state is, where you will probably end up cutting yourself.
Would
or
you say
messing
that
yourself
Kurt
up.
Cobain affects the culture of white generation, the
I
white
think it has.
youth?
Absolutely, I think it has.
Like rap has affected blacks?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
And-
interesting. I disagree. I believe that hip hop is way more influential to blacks
Yes,
than Kurt
because
Cobain or heavy metal is to whites.
But that doesn't take away the fact that the people that like the little Uzis of the world, he listened to that grunge music before he did the hip hop.
Wait,
here's
they-
another clip of Charlie Kirk talking to a black woman.
How are you? What a beautiful kid that is.
Thank you.
What a gift
so
from God.
much.
Yeah.
She truly is. She is the biggest blessing. Something that kind of has me like on the fence of whether or not I go kind of like full blown more like conservative or moderate is just seeing how
Give it up. That is a gift from the Lord, everybody. That is just beautiful.
I see that, we're starting to save a lot of money from things such as like Doge, but do you think that some of that money should go back to maybe like reforming the way that welfare is done to help poor families who do want to kind of pursue that American dream?
Great question. The number one objective of any social welfare program should be how do we keep the family together and put dads back in the family. Unfortunately, in the black community, dads are the most absent of any community. About 2/3 of all black youth will be raised without a stable father around. And I know it's crazy, right? And that little precious angel of yours deserves to have a father around. And unfortunately, as we've removed dads from families, government has come in and has taken the place. So some people need help and they need social assistance. All of that should be about incentivizing the dad staying around, not the dad leaving. The Democrat Party does not talk about dads at all. The Republican Party, we are talking about how men need to be men again, in the home, take responsibility, provide for your family, and with strong families comes smaller government and a better country.
Okay, so he's talking about dads in the family now. That's something. What he said is something like, I'm like, yeah, I agree. I agree.
I can agree
think
with that.
dads need to be in a family, especially in the
that.
black community and all that. But then this clip that we watched 2 clips ago, where he was talking to the black man about, here's where I would have disagreed with him. Right? Here's disingenuousness right here, where I would call him out. Where he was talking about hip hop affecting. He was absolutely right. But when the kid said, he asked him, "You don't think systemic racism is real?" He says, "No." What can you do? What can I do that you can't do? Tell me, what can you not be that I could be? The direct answer is to say nothing. Oh yeah, on paper, yeah, you can. Everybody has equal opportunity. That's not fully what just systemic racism is. It's harder for you to be Charlie Kirk as a black man than a white man. And it's the degree of difficulty where most of modern systemic racism lives. In the 1950s, you could point, I can't go there, I can't be a bus driver, I can't live in this neighborhood. Yes, that's systemic racism, where you can be like, that, you can't be that. Since then, in the last 50 years, 60, 70 years, in 2025, it's subtle, but still effective. It's harder to get into a college. It's harder to get into that school that you want. It's harder to live in the neighborhood you want to live in.
Housing.
Or have
Taxes,
the money, or have that type of money.
Credit scores, credit worthiness. Living in poverty, impoverished areas, harder to even eat good, dog.
Have a better job.
There's food deserts. What is a food desert? A food desert is a place where you can't get quality food, a grocery store. Imagine food deserts where you can't get nutrition. And there's a whole lot of poor places where you can't even stimulate your brain right, dog. Nothing but death, sugar, in-bag processed food. You can't even get a vegetable.
And 10 liquor stores in a hospital and 1 church.
I'm one of 4 kids. My mother had 4 kids. I have the same mom and father. I'm proud of it. I'm the best kid. My mom tells me, you're my favorite. She tells me, you're my favorite son. I look after my mother. I take care of my mother. I always think about her feelings. I think about her emotions. I hurt when my mother hurts. And I've always been like that, even when I was effing up. That's why I stopped effing up, because of my mother. Son, you give me the least problems. After I started giving you, I love you, Mijo. You're my favorite child. My stepdad says the same thing. Now, while you're growing up in the same household, you shouldn't say which kid is better, and they didn't. But you know. But if parents do it with their children, and let me keep it a buck with y'all, even if y'all don't know, parents know which child's the better child. They may not tell you, but they know, and they talk about it. They know, and they talk about it. Other parents and family members talk about it too. So if something is so close to us as our own children, our own DNA, we can admit biases to them, why the hell would you think it's not a bias in a freaking employment, in a government, in a job? It's the common sense of it all. Some parents hold biases towards their kids. This kid, you love him just the same, right? Love him just the same. Haha. This one gives me a hard time, but there's, gives me a hard time. This one's easier, but there's something the other one has that the other one doesn't, but it's still love. But you ever seen The Good Son? Macaulay Culkin? With the stepchild? The mother had him hanging off of a ledge?
Yeah. That was,
The real son, the biological son, was Macaulay. But he was evil. The stepson was some nigga, don't know. You can only save one. She let her real son go. Because he was evil.
He was more of the
problem. She pulled
problem.
up, motherfricker, bro. You make life easier for me. She chose to drop her biological son for the fake one and raised him, and they live happily ever after. Because that son was rotten. Now, if we see that that's in the family, there's no goddamn way that it's not out here still in our society with the history that we have. So that's what I would have said to him in like, there's nothing that you can be that I can't, but it's going to be a whole hell of a lot harder for me than it was for you. Example, Charlie Kirk goes to a white Utah college with a table, and he's out there saying, biological females are women, trans women are not women. White guy, white college, white students. F you, they say that you're a fascist. Let a black nigga with dreads do that.
He's dead.
In Utah.
In Utah.
They hanging him.
The cops would have came and collected him.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah.
They don't collect Charlie.
No, he's safe.